So in today's video, we're going to talk about dumb money. Basically, we're going to talk about retail mania and the signs to look out for and what altcoins are probably going to do something that you need to be aware of. This is a phrase that you may never have heard of, but you may also be able to relate to it. So we'll go through it so you understand it and it will make a lot of sense. Usually in the crypto market, or certainly in the speculative markets in the world, things move very fastly and sentiment changes very fast, and a new investor will essentially get drawn into that. That is where we're going with this direction of video. These are basically 4 altcoins, as well as some little niche narrative points to make note of, that will suck people into the market because of interest. I don't know why, but history proves this. So if you're new around here, it would be awesome if you like this video and leave a comments in terms of anything that you think I've missed here. We will talk about more than just the 4 altcoins though. So before we get into the crux of it, we need to talk about what smart money and dumb money is. We're going to talk specifically about dumb money, and I don't want to offend anyone, and I can vouch for myself here. When I first started in crypto in 2016, I was very much a part of that dumb money field. I still think up until 2018, yes, I made a lot of money, but I lost a lot because I was trying to get on the hype of everything, and it just didn't work out. Now, by contrast, the term dumb money refers to investors who genuinely do not have the information or the knowledge and are more emotional to investments. Mostly people that can, sometimes when I say certain things, look at my Polkadot video, right? The comments that I got, a lot of emotional people came to the fore there. And these are typically part-time retail investors, individuals that just come and then vanish. So what I'm talking about here is the people that would come at the height of the bull market and then leave. Literally leave. They've lost their money. Sometimes they do okay and they make money, but most of the time they lose, right? The dumb money is simply the element of hype, hopium, and that greed factor of an investor. It works weirdly for some reason, gets people in. We often talk about the big green candles, brings everyone into the market. And yeah, we're starting to see that now with GameStop. Mentioned it in my yesterday's video. Certainly with the returns that that's getting, and new people might well be interested in the stock market randomly again. So we're going back to March the 4th, 2021, when Ethereum Classic becomes the 6th listed Robinhood crypto. I will show you the chart in a second, but basically this got a lot of interest when this was launched, and Robinhood, as you can imagine, is a stockbroker essentially with a load of licenses around the USA, and it started offering crypto assets. This was a 6 at the time. This was in the height of the bull market where it was starting to really ramp, and things got very, very interesting. Now, it already had Bitcoin Cash, we'll talk about that in a sec, Litecoin and Dogecoin, and that was only its 6th offering. When you think about how many people are on this app, there's quite a lot at the time, by the way, made you wonder, well, what's going to happen? And yeah, we'll look at the charts. So when we look at the charts here, that is the arrow when they listed it. Okay, now I know, speculative thinking here, but this was just bananas. And obviously it didn't follow through into the peak of the second hype, which was this bit here. This one, Bitcoin and a few others went and made a new high. This is what I'm talking about, retail mania, when you suffocate something so much and then you list it. But let's talk about the psychological factor here. Back when this was at this price, right, when we're talking like, yeah, we can see the price here, it was roughly $10. Psychological factors at play here are very, very clear. If we go to Ethereum, right, I'm just going to scare you a little bit. Ethereum at the time was, well, give or take around March time, worth 1,500, let's just say. Psychologically thinking, right, and I know this from personal experience with learning crypto with my Patreon and stuff like that, certainly when new investors come in, especially on learning crypto, right, they think that Ethereum Classic and Ethereum are the same thing, and people cannot compute, and I wouldn't say compute, but they don't do enough research or due diligence to find out, well, why is the price different? Oh, is it just the same? It's just another version. Now, let me just explain. When you don't have the knowledge or the information, you will just buy anything because you think you're going to make money. Now, most people would have made money because it was going up and up and up, but it would have came crashing down because they would have thought that it may go to $1,000, right? Stuff like that would have happened at the time. It definitely, I remember it. Now, You just tick it on an app and you go bang, 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 off you go. Yeah, a bit worrying when you start seeing things go up and then the hype's there and it just builds and builds and builds. People who have not done their research or don't have the knowledge will buy anything that looks good. Green candle, the name kind of rings a bell, and it may actually go to the price of Ethereum, but they don't understand the element of market capitalization. The next one is Bitcoin Cash. We've already seen a sign of life to this. Now, Bitcoin, in my opinion, the king. We've had the halvings on both of these now. If you've not been around that long, Bitcoin Cash was created in 2017 through a divide in the community that would create a different type of Bitcoin, naming it Bitcoin Cash, changing the color of it. It's very, very different to Bitcoin, right? However, my opinion is you should probably hold some because it'll probably do well. Why? Because, as I said before, the exact same thing with Ethereum Classic. Ready, available. People will look at the market and go, wow, Bitcoin is, $70,000. I'm going to buy that. Oh, but Bitcoin Cash is $450. I might buy some of that. That will be the psychological thought process of most people. Now, this article here kind of explains why they're different and what's kind of happened here. So it was forked from Bitcoin 2017, both undergone program changes. There is some very, very big changes to it. They're very, very different, right? There's actually a leader of Bitcoin Cash as well, which is different to obviously Satoshi's vision and all that other forks as well. Crazy. The underlying element is greed and people expecting to get rich based off it. Now, when we look at the chart on here as well, the Bitcoin Cash chart has already had a bit of a ramp, already chugging up. Now, this is an old chart. It has been much, much higher than this. This could do very well, certainly with a bit of Bitcoin hype and stuff like that, certainly with the ETFs and obviously post-halving, as you know, 4-year cycle, bull market. It probably will do all right. It probably will give you some nice little returns. But it's the end product that you're not getting really a fair deal because you're buying something that's just got a name, not the same as Bitcoin, same as Ethereum Classic, which is based off the old, basically the hack network back in the day. Yeah, it's still a running project, but it's not really the thing that's going to make you lots of money or essentially keep your wealth, especially if you buy at the wrong time. If the dumb money comes in, and this is a whole caveat here, and you start seeing Bitcoin Cash explode, Ethereum Classic move, the other coins that I'm going to mention in a bit move as well, it's got that retail factor of, oh my God, that could do well. That is usually a signal to tell you that the retail are in the market. Now, I love dogs, and Dogecoin is definitely a solid currency. That's as far as it goes, right? Now, this is an article from Motley Fool. This is quite an older one, not too old though. The simple truth is that an investment, Dogecoin offers little beyond speculative potential. It's true. I've been saying this for years and people just don't listen, right? Now, there is going to be times where this will do very, very well. And there'll be times where it'll just chug along as a currency, which is what its own specific code base was for. Elon Musk, X, and all that kind of stuff around it. Yeah, cool. Awesome. But if it's used as a currency, great. But it does not copy most of the cryptocurrency industry element around the inflationary. Some do, but Bitcoin is the main one that does. Now, why? Let me show you the Dogecoin website. Dogecoin on its own website has this, the Dogecoin inflation. Basically, 5 billion coins go out every year as a fixed yearly element, right? That's kind of the fundamental element of why currencies kind of work. It's not by a glitch, it's by it's by design. Inflation, it's a currency, right? So since Dogecoin is not meant to be hoarded, and hoarding is a major barrier to cryptocurrency being used as well as an actual currency, Dogecoin will have a much more practical place in the economy. And it does. It works. If you've ever used Dogecoin, it freaking works, and it is a very good working currency. But don't expect to get rich off it, basically, right? It's going to, you can see it's going to dilute. 5 billion coins going circulating supply is quite a lot. That will add to the market cap very, very quickly over time. Problem you got is people don't like that. There is going to be times where this will make you money. Buy low in the bear market and sell when the hype's here, because you can bet your bottom dollar everyone will want a piece of Dogecoin. Even recently, Dogecoin has been chugging up. We've had a little bit of an impulse from the market returning a little bit of normality. But again, as I say, don't expect this to go to $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8. It probably will never do that. The problem you got is people and the hype will drive it so far, and then all of a sudden it will just stop and turn. It will be based very much on a sentimental thing. But if you're buying as low as you possibly can, and then finding the hype and seeing the hype and watching the hype and having an exit plan to take profits, you might be all right. Now, the final most obvious coin I want to cover here is XRP. You will start seeing stuff like this, huge randomized articles. And XRP is a very good currency. It's a very good asset that gets used around the world to facilitate transactions, right? Nothing wrong with it. It genuinely is an all right thing. Problem is, there's a lot of people who do think it's going to change the world and it's going to pump by a gazillion percent and it's going to literally make you the richest person in the world. That's where I find the problems. And you obviously can see this. This is a huge... The analyst is reminding that 2017, the same pattern followed by, This is different to when it launched and came out and got that mainstream adoption through, 2016, 2017, 2018 vibes. This has been sat in a level where it's not going to probably do much for a long, long time. It will get interest. It will get people talking about it. And people will back the sentiment that it will make you money, but probably wouldn't deliver it. That is another sign that retail are coming in. For some reason, it gets peddled that way, that this is going to do this. That sort of price action, right? Where it's going to go vroom. Now, you can see previous bull markets, it does very well. Didn't do as well as a previous one. But again, chugging up. Might well do okay, but it's not going to give you a 700x, basically. That's what the article is basically telling you, pretty much in weird kind of terms. The problem you got is, as I say, the sentiment around it will get interest from a lot of news media articles because it gets a lot of interest through retail. That's kind of the bottom line of it. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to make money on XRP. You probably will, because it probably will go up with a rising tide. This is one of the most, volume hoarding coins out there. Same with Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, big volume, Tether, etc. XRP literally follows that kind of grain. Problem is, the price might not follow it. Why? Because it's doing a lot of international transfers using it. It works very much as a settling layer. When you look at the XRP website, it's all about crypto liquidity, cross-borderless payments, central bank digital currencies, all that kind of good stuff. Great. Business solutions, all these partners. It's brilliant. It really does work as a currency, and it is getting utilized today. The problem is, it does not translate from Ripple Labs to XRP. XRP is a little bit different. The ledger of XRP, the blockchain built for business, it works in a different vein, and there's stuff out there that's relatively good, but ultimately that price action is not going to change the grain of, like, say, a 70, 80x, because the market cap's too high and it probably would never, ever, ever happen. Other things to make note of in terms of information that you need to kind of get on board with. You can see here, this is the trending cryptocurrencies on CoinMarketCap. Why does this matter? The trending element will always give you an idea. Look at the fact of the Donald Trump stuff. What's been happening in the news? Yeah, she's been convicted. GameStop, as you can imagine. There's I know, crazy. There's random stuff. There's all kinds of stuff here that will help you understand what is happening in the market. You need to look at the trending stuff. Now, one big thing here is market niche bull cycles, right? You have a DeFi summer. You have random stuff like AI popping off, metaverse, NFTs. When you start to notice certain things go off, it runs in cycles. It runs in little elements where you're going to start seeing money rotate from one to another. Meme coin season, for example, right? Often you find that, the big caps will move first, then the medium caps into the low caps, into micro caps, then it rotates back and it follows this little cycle. All the time it happens and it rotates back. Everyone on my comments right now is talking about meme coins. Great, lovely. But that will eventually rotate into Ethereum or Solana or whatever, and then that will rotate elsewhere. And the money will go flying through again, and the show will start again at some point. It's just the way the market runs. The problem is you got to identify them first and noticing where the money is flowing to. So in terms of the simple terminology, you can look at Bitcoin dominance. Wow, we're really high still. It means that the bull cycle is still in its infancy. It still hasn't started. Look at the dollar index. That's still relatively high, and it could be coming down. If this starts to drop and you start seeing interest in altcoins, you're going to start seeing those niche bull markets. You're going to start seeing interest in Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic. You're going to see more and more articles about XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, all the big boys. You're going to see more and more interest trying to get the PR machine running to get people to invest in their assets. That's how you get money into the market. Dumb money is required to make markets move. The problem is they come in very much late to the game. This is why people become very much successful by sticking around in the bear market, buying as low as you possibly can, and ultimately taking profit when the people come back. Now, there's one final thing we need to talk about, which is kind of obvious. We need to talk a little bit about exchange coins. Now, this isn't the be all and end all. Now, I'm in the UK. A lot of exchanges are freaking banned. It sucks. But Binance, CZ has just started his prison sentence. Cool. You've got new management. And you've also got a new breakup in this chat. Often you find when the retail return, Binance does well. This probably will be $1,000 coin. Again, same matter of fact, retail mania. Why? People are buying the token. People are using the exchange. People are using the launch pad to buy into new assets coming to the market. It makes sense. There's other exchanges out there that do the same thing. It works. It's a business model that works. So there we go. Hope you enjoy. Hope you got some knowledge there, some information that will help. These are not going to be perfect picks, but it's more of an idea to give you a bit of information, essentially, of what you should be looking out for. Other coins that could be notable options here is the likes of Litecoin, Dogecoin, for example. Even Chainlink could be a one that you could look out for too. That gets a lot of retail eyeballs. The underlying problem we have in this market is we don't pay respect to the obvious picks that just pop off. You don't have to buy them, but if you look at them and you notice that retail's coming, may well be finding that, oh, actually, everything's starting to grow here. That's a trigger point. That's going to get more people in. And then you can ride your bags to oblivion. It makes more sense.